So let me tell you something that I think will help a lot with what you're going through and helping you reach your targets. It's actually kind of a simple thing to do, but a lot of us don't do it, and it's a really, really effective tool. At least I found it to be effective for me. So I'll mention it to, I'm recording this now, and I've got it on video too. So I'll mention it while it's on audio and video. And at first it's going to sound, well, a little simplistic, but I'm going to give you an example of how far-reaching it is. So I have this coming week, in a day or two, a couple days, I have a board meeting. And so there are 4 people that comprise my board of directors, and it's voluntary. They don't need to be on the board, but I've asked them to be, and they are. So there are 4 people. I think it's 4. Steve, Corey, Tom, Jim. No, I'm taking it back. There's 5. 5 people. I've got 5 board of directors. Couldn't count for a second. So I got 5 board of directors, and I've got a meeting with them in a couple of days. And so we're going to have a major conversation about accountability. And so in my information that they get from me, reporting, our conversations, the entire time we spend with each other, probably at least half a day, is going to be spent talking about accountability. Basically, okay, Darin, what have you done for us lately? That's pretty much what the conversation is going to be about. It's going to be about what have you done lately, what are you doing now, and what are your plans moving forward. Accountability back, current, and future. Okay? So, that makes a huge difference on my daily performance doing what I do. I'm being held accountable by the minute. By the minute. When it comes to our, our multifamily properties. The other folks I'm accountable to is not only to my board members, my 5 board members, but also to my investment partners. I'm accountable every single minute. So I have people I'm accountable for. I don't want to say 24/7, that's exaggerating a little bit. But in terms of the performance of our properties, I'm accountable to a lot of people. And then specifically in this example, the board members who, on behalf of those partners that I'm accountable to, are going to be asking the questions, and we're going to be going over the things, past, present, and future, from an accountability standpoint that are important. Now, what if I didn't have a board to be accountable to? What if I didn't have a board? What if I didn't have any accountability? How good would I be at what I do? How hard would I work? How much time, effort, and energy would I be putting into this? How much extra would I be doing if that was not the case? Probably not much. And I would argue the results, the time, the effort, would nearly be what it is now if I didn't have that accountability. Not even close. And so it's kind of weird with me. Not so weird when I explain it to you, but it's weird in terms of how it works with me. The areas in my life where I've got a hell of a lot of accountability on stuff to other people, I find I excel a lot more in those areas. In other areas where I'm not accountable and maybe just to myself, not as good. Not as good in terms of my results, in terms of reaching my potential. And so I found the more accountable I can be to someone, or in some cases more than one person, in a specific area, the better I'll do. The more disciplined I'll be. The harder I'll work and the more time I'll spend on it. Okay? And I think this is the case for a lot of people. So if you think about areas in your life, career, where you pretty much got it figured out, you're kicking ass in those areas, I would bet it's in large part because you're being held accountable to somebody or something. And it's kind of always up there. If there's any areas where you know you could be doing better, okay? Whatever area it is, I'm pretty sure it's in large part because you're not being held accountable for it by somebody other than yourself. Maybe maybe it's your spouse or significant other that's kind of keeping you in check. But you know what they say about familiarity, right? Well, accountability is a big deal. And I found, for me anyway, for me to be at my best game in whatever area of my life, if I've got that accountability factor locked in, I find I'm a hell of a lot better than if I don't. So the question then becomes, okay, what areas whether it's financially, whether it's with your multifamily stuff, whether it's where in terms of expansion of where you want to be, as a person, as a business person, whatever, who can hold you accountable in such a way that it forces you to do some of the things you ordinarily wouldn't do in time, effort, energy, and discipline? It's worth thinking about. Because I guarantee that if you get that locked in, you're going to find a lot better results. Now, it's kind of maybe a possible boost factor, or maybe a bonus, I'll call it. Maybe a bonus, okay? Is if the same person you are held accountable to can also mentor you. It doesn't matter how old you are, young you are. We all, have people that we kind of, look up to and kind of want them to mentor us. For the most part. And it doesn't have to be somebody older than you, by the way. Having them as kind of a mentor to you too is a big, big bonus. So not only are you being held accountable, you're really going to let down somebody that you consider a mentor of yours. Probably not. Probably not. The chances and the odds of you failing at wherever it is you want to go when you've got accountability and mentorship all in the same package is pretty low. It's pretty low. And so I find myself at my very, very best. I've had 3 mentors in my life. 3. And I can tell you, the accountability and you add the mentor part of it is a game changer if you can lock both of those in. Okay, if you can lock both those in, it's a game changer in whatever area you want to be better at. Okay, so again, kind of full circle here. My opinion in terms of improving the likelihood of you hitting your targets, whatever they are, accountability. Being accountable to someone other than yourself and other than someone that loves you. Okay? Okay, can't be your, your significant other. It's got to be someone that's, doesn't love you. Okay? They like you maybe, they think you're maybe a decent person, they want to see you succeed, but they're going to be hard on you. Harder than someone that loves you would be. Okay? So that's number one. Number two is if you can lock in that mentorship part of it kind of along with that, that's a big deal. That's a big deal, and that's something that is rare. But if you can do that, man, your performance, I'll call it, your ability to hit your targets, 100% better. Easily 100% better. So, in terms of homework for you, this should be part of homework for you. Okay? Who can I be accountable to? Right? Number one. Number two, can they also act as a mentor for me with that accountability? And watch the results. They will be very, very impressive. Okay?